Hi, in this video we are going to discuss how do we issue a credit or debit note to a customer or a buyer. So assume that you have sold some goods to a customer and a customer has returned some of the goods which you have already sold, or there could be a deficiency in the service because of which you are reducing the invoice value, or you are giving a post sale discount to one of your customers. So in these reasons we create a credit note and we issue it to the customer. So how do we do that? So if you have to issue a credit or debit note to customer, you should have already issued a sales invoice to that particular customer. Only then you can issue a credit or debit note. So first you need to find out which sales invoice you have to raise the credit or debit note. So in this example we are going to consider this transaction. This is a sales invoice, and for this sales invoice we are going to create a credit note. So what you have to do is you have to first click on this down arrow and you have to select the transaction for which you are creating a credit or debit note. Once you select that particular transaction, you need to click on create credit or debit note here. In case if there are multiple transactions and if you want to select a particular product for which you want to raise the credit note or debit note, you can select that particular transaction by clicking this checkbox and you can create it. You can create credit or debit note for one invoice at a time. You cannot do it for multiple invoices in one go. So that is the reason I got the error message. So assume in this particular transaction you sold 5 different products, and only for one product you are issuing a credit note because the customer has returned 50 quantity of this particular product to wherein you have sold 100. So you need to select that particular product, the checkbox you need to click, and then you need to click on create credit or debit note. Once you do that, you get this pop-up window wherein you need to mention the quantity for which you want to create the note. So before that you need to select whether it is credit or debit note. In this transaction, since it is a sales return, we are issuing a credit note, and you need to select the date for which you are selecting the you're creating the credit note. The quantity returned is 50 out of 100, so you need to mention 50, and all the other fields will be auto populated based on the data mentioned for this particular product in the product master. So once all the fields are populated, you need to select the reason why you are issuing the credit note. In this case it is sales return. In case if it is because of post sale discount or deficiency in service or correction in invoice, you can select the appropriate reason from the drop down and you can create it. So in this transaction I am selecting sales return. So once you do that, click on record debit or credit note. So your credit note is created. You can see that this is the credit note which you have just created, and if you want to generate the PDF file, you can click on this generate credit note, and if you want to email that, you can update the email ID of your customer. You can send it directly, it will be sent to your customer, or if you want to print it or download the credit note, you can click on that option, click here your PDF file will be generated. So you will have all the details with respect to the note date, number, reason, original invoice date, invoice number, and the value and everything. You can, if you want, you can download it by clicking here, or if you want to print it, you can click on this print option and you can do it. And also we have given the QR code here for easy identification, and the same credit note would be also available in your GSTR 1 as well. Since this is for unregistered customers, it will be included in the summary of this. In case if you are raising it for a registered customer, you can see that in the GSTR 1 in this particular section. Thank you.